Right, here we got a stihl ts350 super carburetor. Let's do a few checks to see why the machine weren't running. First off, I think the main reason why the disc cutter weren't running was because of the carb. It had a carb issue. Forget the crank bearings and crank seals and all the rest of it. They were just something which needed to be done to it. But I think that the real issue was the carb. So first off, what we've got to do is get a pressure and vacuum tester. Now everybody, you've got to have one of these. It's a must if you're doing small engines. Let's fit that onto there, and then let's pump it up. See, now this is the problem with it. You pump the carb up, and then what's happening is that when you pump it up, it's losing pressure, going straight down. So that tells us that somewhere along the lines there's an air leak in it. It's not holding. There you go, keep pressing it, doesn't make any difference. So we need to find out what's the issue with this. This is why I think that disc cutter wasn't working, the one I'm rebuilding at the moment. So let's disconnect this and let's start. Right, for this, what I'd say is you definitely need some water. Okay, get one of these little pots here, it'll do great. Bit of fruit comes into it, whatnot. Plug your pressure and vacuum pump back into it again, submerge it into the water, and then start pumping. Here we can see the bubbles coming out. You can clearly see all the bubbles coming out. So you can't see in there, but it's coming out from the main jet inside of the carburetor. If I pull it out, you may or may not be able to see. No, I don't think you can see, but there's a no, that's crap. But anyway, the air's coming out of there. So what we need to do is find out why. Now, with these disc cutters, get a bit of tissue or something. Right, just getting a bit of a compress there. Blow that all off. Right, what I'd say to do, take these off. Take all these screws off. There we go, another one. 1, 2. So what that test has just shown us is that by filling the chambers full of air, it's leaking through the needle and coming straight through the body. Oh, there we go, that just fell off nice, and that's come off nice. Alright, so there we go. Put that back on there. So here we got the carb. Now, let's put all them back in there so we know where they come from. We need to find out where this water's leaking from. So not this water, where this air's leaking from. I believe it's from that little needle jet there. So what's happening then is we're pumping air through here. It's coming through here, and then it's finding its way through the needle jet, and then coming out through the throttle body. Excuse me. But you're wondering, how can we fill it up with air to find out whether it's leaking at the needle? Well, I'll show you what you can do with these tillets and carbs off the ts350s. See that point there? You need to get a little fixture, a little rubber barb or whatever it is, and put it in that point there, and can fill it with air. And then that will tell us whether that needle there is leaking or not. Right, so something like that, nice small point, and it will fit just in that point there. So let's do it. So let's put that on there, that on there, and then we'll pump this, see if it's still leaking. I don't know whether you, but you can hear it. So then, next best thing to do is get our water again, carburetor. We'll then get the pressure and vacuum pump, put it in that hole there at the top there, submerge it in the water, keep it there, and then we'll pump. And as I suspected, it's coming right where the needle jet is. Don't know whether you can see that on there or not. My hand might be in the way, but let's try and move it. There you go. Right, leaking right where the needle jet is. So what we need to do is we need to get that out. So let's take it back out of the water again. Put that, put a bit of compress there. Another thing with carburetors and compressed air, don't have it on too much pressure because there's little check valves underneath these, and if you cock the check valves up it destroys the carburetor, and it's just a pain in the ass to change. But we might do another video on changing check valves and things like that. Slight bit of oil off here. Put a little bit more on there. Got this shitty cold out there. Right, so what we've got to do is take this screw off there. I'm going to lose the spring. Needle valve out, get the spring out. And then what you find is actually a little nut there. Little tiny nut. Now, let me see if I've got one which fits. I don't think I have. I'm in here. No, I don't think I have actually got one here. Bollocks. I haven't got a thin wall on. Alright, bear with me. I'm going to nip off and go and... I might have this kit over here. Five, 5.5, what we got? Nope. 7 mil. Nope. 7.5. Nope. 8 mil. So what it needs is an 8 mil. 1/4 inch. thin weld socket, so I need to find amongst all this crap. There we go, that'll do me. 1/4 inch. Let me take this out. There we go. Let's clean a bit of crap in there. So, right, well, I think the best thing to do is now we've got all this out. Is we'll buy a new gasket kit and needle and fit that. Yeah, that needle's pretty knackered actually. Right, we'll leave it there at the moment and we'll get back when we've got a new kit.